Pavee Point Traveller and Roma Centre is a national organisation, and we were established in 1985. Right from the very inception, we were always of the belief that education was key to the full realisation of Traveller and Roma human rights. It's very well documented in terms of the barriers and the challenges faced by Travellers and Roma in accessing education right throughout the whole education system, from early years right up to lifelong learning and everything in between. And namely, some of those challenges and barriers are racism, exclusion, bullying, Traveller and Roma culture and identity not being reflected in the curriculum. Poverty is another factor that impacts very negatively on the educational experience of Travellers and Roma. And those challenges still remain. Travellers over the last 25, 30 years, I think we have embraced education. We have shown great ambition to engage in education at all levels, but that ambition needs to be matched by a policy response from the state.
The Transforming Traveller Education project, in which we have also included Roma education, came about at a very particular moment. We had already succeeded in ensuring that the commitment to a strategy, a national strategy on Traveller and Roma education, was included as part of the programme for government. The key outcome from this project is the completion and commitment to implementation of the Traveller Roma education strategy. This is something that has been awaited since 2006. We always felt that there needed to be a holistic, across-government approach to Traveller and to Roma education, a holistic approach which was built on addressing discrimination and then creating conditions where Travellers and Roma can participate fully with the rest of society, not just in access, but also in participation and outcomes.
Education is vital important. Education is key, and it's absolutely everything today. A teacher kind of told me one day in the hall with everybody looking that I would never do well and I'd never amount of anything. So it was really from secondary school then, just a little bit into my second year, that I dropped out. If it wasn't for Pavee Point, the community employment scheme, that build-up of knowledge, skills, experience, that bringing you along, I probably wouldn't have went to Maynooth. Third level was never on my mind before that. But I did go back at the third level. I did do the community and youth work degree. There was just myself as the only traveller in the class. I won't lie, it wasn't plain sailing. I still got through it and was absolutely delighted that I came through the other end then with a first class honours. I had the encouragement from Pavee Point, like, you can do it, you'll get out the other end, you will do well, you're well capable of doing well, and of course you will get employment.
The strategy also, thankfully, concerns itself with not just framing the issue in terms of travellers being learners or being pupils, but it's also about creating the conditions where Travellers and Roma can become staff, can become teachers, can become principals, can become lecturers in universities. That's a really important ambition.
The second big outcome at a national level has been the Equity of Action Plan for further and higher education, for access to further and higher education. That has very clear Traveller targets and is also a commitment to developing Roma targets. The fact that those Traveller targets are there has meant a big increase in resources to support travellers in third level education. Other outcomes are to do with much increased, greatly enhanced Traveller and Roma engagement and involvement with education issues, evident in the numbers that came to the consultations, evident in the numbers that are now year on year participating at every level in education, and evident also in the increasing demands of Travellers and Roma for parity in education.
Looking forward, Pavee Point's vision is, I think, best measured actually when we don't celebrate a Traveller or Roma who has got a degree or a diploma. That needs to become the norm rather than the exception. It becomes the expectation, both within the community and outside of the community. Now that we have, for the first time ever, a national Traveller Roma education strategy, I think it will create a more respectful, more inclusive education system. But that will only happen if the strategy, as I say, is fully and effectively implemented in partnership with Traveller and Roma organisations. That's really key.